Sarajevo, June 28, 1914. A single gunshot echoes, and history proclaims it the spark that ignited the Great War. We are told the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand hurled Europe into cataclysm. But what if that bullet was just a tragic footnote, a convenient story masking the true, terrifying forces already pushing an entire continent to the brink? The war wasn't caused by a single event. It was the inevitable culmination of decades of simmering paranoia, ambition, and a fatal dance of empires. The motorcade winds through Sarajevo. A single shot rings out, felling Archduke Franz Ferdinand. We are taught this assassination alone plunged a continent into darkness. This easy narrative simplifies a complex truth. Blaming one man, one act, allows us to overlook a far more unsettling reality. Europe was a powder keg, long before Princip pulled the trigger. For decades, the great powers devoured the globe. The scramble for Africa pitted empires against each other in a ruthless race for resources and prestige. Every new colony was a potential flashpoint. National pride fueled an unprecedented arms race. Germany's naval expansion directly challenged Britain's global dominance, a terrifying game of one-upmanship. Shipyards churned out dreadnoughts, each a floating fortress. Beneath the surface, Europe wove a deadly web of alliances. Secret treaties bound nations to defend each other, transforming local disputes into continental catastrophes. A single quarrel could now ignite the world. In the volatile Balkans, fervent nationalism seethed. Ethnic groups yearned for self-determination, tearing at the fabric of decaying empires. This region was Europe's tinderbox, waiting for a spark. At the heart of Germany's escalating ambition stood Kaiser Wilhelm II. Impulsive and insecure, his bluster and desire for global power destabilized an already fragile peace. His decisions risked everything. Austria-Hungary, reeling from the assassination, receives Germany's infamous blank check. Unconditional support. This fateful promise emboldens Vienna, ensuring an aggressive response to Serbia. The die is cast. Vienna delivers a harsh ultimatum to Serbia, designed for rejection. Its demands are so sweeping they strip Serbia of its sovereignty. The clock is ticking, Europe holds its breath. Russia mobilizes its vast army in support of Serbia. Germany, bound by alliance and fearful of two-front war, issues its own mobilization orders. These massive logistical undertakings cannot be easily reversed. Germany declares war on Russia, then on France. Britain, guaranteeing Belgium's neutrality, watches its treaty obligations activate. Europe's delicate balance shatters as nations descend into madness. Years later, President Woodrow Wilson champions self-determination and seeks to simplify the war's causes for peace. Blaming specific aggressors, rather than systemic failures, becomes politically expedient. The assassination provided a clear, singular villain. It's easier to grasp one bullet than a century of imperial rivalry, an arms race, or the rigid geometry of alliances. Simplicity offers a comfortable, if inaccurate, truth. World War I wasn't an accident. It was the predictable outcome of a continent poisoned by suspicion, ambition, and a fatal inability to de-escalate. The Archduke's death merely opened the floodgates. If you want to uncover more hidden truths about history's most pivotal moments, make sure to subscribe to Before the Fall.